Probably for me, the funnest day of production out of the nearly 2 years we spent making this film was the last day of shooting. And that was the day we were reenacting everybody going into the church, you know, June 22nd, 1980, and it's near the very opening of the film. We had somebody to play Cheryl, which was Jennifer, which is Cheryl's youngest daughter in real life. And the girl that was playing her daughter, Gina, was actually Cheryl's granddaughter. And she was the same age as Gina, as when Gina passed away that day at the church. Anyway, we had somebody to play Jeff, and we did have somebody to play Jennifer, who was, you know, a 2-year-old towhead at the time. And that kind of failed the night before, and we didn't have anybody to play little Jennifer when they walked into the church. And we got up that day to shoot, and by the way, it was 105 degrees when it really happened, and the day we were reenacting, it was really 105 degrees. Well, she said, what are we going to do? We don't have a baby Jennifer. And I said, this is not characteristics of me. I usually get all worried about things, but for some reason I was very calm. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. God will provide. Now, Dangerfield is a town of 2,000 people. It's not like you can just have a casting call at the last minute and find somebody. So I had told a police officer the day before that I was looking for, you know, a little 2-year-old girl, preferably blonde. And but he didn't know anybody. He came up to me while we were setting up and he said, hey, would you like a roadblock? And I said, sure, that'd be great. Well, being a small town, it only took about 20 minutes. Somebody from the city was there putting out cones and stuff to block the street. And the police officer came back to me and he said, hey, are you still looking for a little girl? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I am. And he says, see that guy over there putting out the cones? I think he has a little girl. I said, oh, well, I'll go ask him. And I went over to him and I said, sir, I know this is going to sound crazy, but we're looking for a little 2-year-old girl, preferably blonde. And I was told you have a little girl. And he goes, well, look in the truck. I looked in the truck, and you're not going to believe this. There was twin toe-headed little girls, 2-year-old toe-headed twin little girls. I just blurted out crying, and I said, oh my gosh. I said, can your little girls come out and play? And he goes, well, I guess so. So he called his wife, and they spent the day with us. So we started shooting, and the first little girl was doing great. Well, it was so hot, she started to get tired, and when she didn't want to cooperate anymore, all we had to do was say to the other little girl, do you want to do it? Well, she was waiting her turn, so she put on the clothes that the first little girl had on, her sister. She put them on, and away we went, and we never lost any time. And to me, that was just the hand of God showing up. I mean, that would have been awesome even if you were in a large city, but I just thought it was great. So I picked up the little girls and I walked in and I showed Cheryl and I said, look who just showed up. And we all cried. It was very exciting because I knew God was there and I knew God provided.